Hi everyone. Uh, in this presentation, I want to share about a topic. This topic is mastering disruptive business models, and the content is come from the book, the Digital Transformation Book, Digital Transformation Playbook, Chapter 7. The agenda of this presentation have three parts. The first part, I will shortly introduce what is disruption. And the second part, I will introduce the business model disruption, and we will see three example. And the third part, we will see the offer it provide a suggestion if a company they face disruption, what is their strategy to cope with this disruption. And first, we start to see what is business disruption. For the disruption we are discussing now, we mainly mean business disruption. Which means the disruption is affect the industry, maybe not about maybe social or environment. That's not what the topic we will talk about. And the second, the disruption, the challenge of the industry, they often they can offer a greater value, and the value that provided by the new company usually the old company it's hard for them to compete with them directly. It's example like Kodak. Kodak what their product is photographic film, and but after people invent digital cameras, the photographic no one need to buy the photographic film because the digital camera it's very easy to use, and it can take a lot of picture with digital way, so that people don't need to buy photographic film anymore. So that is a disruption for Kodak. And sometimes we can see a lot of innovation, but innovation is not totally same with disruption. We can see some example, like there is a company called Little Mismatched. Their product is socks, and they have creative to innovate new socks. Like we see, they make socks, two pair of socks, but they are seen different. Maybe one is red, the other is blue, and it's a innovation, right? But it will not have a huge impact on socks industry, because still have people they want to buy the socks, which is two pairs the same. And the other example is Critical Soleil. It's a entertainment group, and they are creative, right? But they will not so huge impact on the entertainment of other circus group. So it's not exactly a kind of disruption. Okay, so we can let's see some the business model of disruption. Usually, when we talk about business disruption, the business model is an important thing, and we can separate the business model into two domains. The first is value proposition. For value proposition, how to we can ask for a company easy question, which is what's the what's the benefit this company provides to their customer. And the second question is a value network. A value network means how this company to create their value and how they to deliver this value to their customer and get revenue from it. So the proposition is what the value the company want to provide, and the value network is how the company to produce this value and deliver to their customer. And so if we want to judge a situation whether it's a disruption or not, we can ask two questions. First question is the new challenger, their new value proposition will dramatically displace the old company's value? If the answer is yes, and the second question is the new challenges, new value network, they create a barrier to imitation by the old company, which means the old company they don't have the ability to compete with the new company because they cannot imitate their new value network. And for value proposition, we can see a lot of elements like price and like a new company can provide something for free and easy to access or more simple to use, or they can aggregate a lot of valuable thing like a platform, or they can integrate a lot of function in one device like iPhone. And about the value network elements, we can see like customer, who is the customer this company own, or the company's channel, their selling channel, or their partner, their supply chain, their network with other company, their brand, their cost structure, and the skill or process they have, and the assets they have, like this resource to help them to produce value. And so next we can see 3 examples quickly to know more about disruption. This is a disruption like iPhone versus Nokia, and we can see why iPhone they can win, they can beat Nokia. iPhone they have better physical design, and even they have a lot of function, they are still very easy to use, and they have integrated so many useful function like music, phone, and web browser for maps. And they can do this because they have strong design capability, and they are design employee, and they have app developers, and it will make their iPhone so expensive, so they cooperate with AT&T, which is a internet provider, so they cut their price of iPhone to into the fee the customer they need to pay to the internet provider. So it make the iPhone more acceptable for customer. And this thing, they are all the Nokia is hard to imitating, become a barrier for Nokia to compete with. The second example is Netflix versus Blockbuster, and let's see, Netflix, the Blockbuster they use their physical retailer to rent their activity, and Netflix they start online, and they don't they don't take late fees, and they have websites, so it's more easy for them, easy for customer to access the DVD they want. So, and so they have, for the customer, they have wider choice, and they have a lot of data, so they can give their customer more personalized recommendations. And final, they don't have physical retail store, so they don't have to afford a lot of costs, which is Blockbuster they have too. So it don't take too much time. The Netflix, they just beat Blockbuster. And the third example is Warby Parker versus Luxottica, and they all made glasses, and but Luxottica, they are is a old and huge company, and so their glasses is very expensive, and the story of the co-founder of Warby Parker is by he has had experience in a travel. He lost his glasses in Thailand, and the glasses he lost will cost him $700 US. Yes, that's very expensive glasses at that time. So the co-founder had the idea that he want to create a new company which can provide cheaper glasses. So that's the start. They start it in online channel, and they can make cheaper glasses, and they can send it to their customer if they want. They choose online, and they have vertical integration. They can have their own brand, their own manufacturer, their own selling channel, so they can make their glasses cheaper, like from $100 to $300 for a pair of glasses. So it's a very new challenge for the like Luxottica, this older, bigger glasses company. So there are three examples of the business disruption. Okay, and then final, the Harvard, he has some plan for the company who face the disruption, how they could respond. And at first, it's still two questions need to be asked. First, is there really a challenger pose a disruptive threat to the incumbent? Incumbent means the old company. Is there really a threat? If the answer is yes, and the second question is, do any of the difference in value networks created by the new company, they will create a barrier which will prevent the incumbent company from imitating the challenger, which means it's the new networks, new value networks so hard to imitating. If the answer is still yes, then we can say the incumbent or the old company, they really face disruption. So there are some strategy for the incumbent to response. And the first three strategies to become the disruptor too. Like for example, we can acquire the disruptor. It's what the Facebook do to Instagram. Instagram it start. It's also popular social platform. So after a while, the Instagram seems like very well be very successful. So Facebook just buy bought they bought Instagram. And the second strategy is you can launch an independent disruptor like Charles Schwab. It's a stock trading company, and their competitor start to provide online service. So Charles Schwab, they start doing the same thing. They also have a team to provide online service. And the third strategy is to split the disruptors business model. This is what Google do to compete with Apple on smartphone. Apple have a strong ability, including the hardware device, and to developing this hardware and software, but Google don't have this ability by their own. So Google cooperate with other company like HTC, like Sony, like Samsung, and so with this help, Google can also build smartphone with the Android system to compete with Apple. And yeah, other split strategy is if the old company, they cannot beat a disruptor too, they can try to mitigate the loss from the disruptor. First, it's like they can focus on their defensible customer. It is what Barnes and Noble do. They are a physical retail bookstore, and the online bookstore is hard to compete. So they try to focus on some higher margin profit books like children's book and coffee table books. Because this book, the customer need to real touch this book, real read this book, so they will decide to buy it. And second strategy is diversify the portfolio. This is what Kodak do. The Kodak, the photographic film, nobody will buy it anymore. So the Kodak used the similar technology to help other company to produce flat electronic screen. So later it become a huge part of profit for Kodak. And the third strategy is if there is no better strategy, so the company, they may start to plan for fast exit earlier. This is inevitable, so they have to do it earlier before their business totally collapse. Okay, that's the response plan for the from the offers advice. Okay, that's my presentation about the business disruption. Thank you.